Top 10 anime forced marriages or relationships. Have you ever felt like you have complete freedom of choice regarding who you're going to marry one day? Well, these characters don't. Hello and welcome back to The Genius. Today we'll be going down the top 10 anime forced marriages or relationships. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe in order to be notified for future anime top 10 videos we release. With all that said, let's get into it. Number 10. Konakon. Starting off this list, we have a very interesting take on the whole new arranged marriage subject. Anime tackles forced relationships in many ways, from accepting them to trying their hardest to make it work. But none do it quite like Konakon. The story follows a first year called Kota who moves to a different school and gets an invite from a girl from the higher grade to meet up alone in the music room. She tries to seduce him and reveals she's actually a fox deity. After he keeps her secret, she decides he's her soulmate and literally starts acting like he's her boyfriend. She's always around him and she practices her sexy time moves on him, whether he likes it or not. It's an interesting spin on the forced relationship trope, and if you're into this type of anime, you should definitely give it a go. Number 9. Black Butler. Okay, we all know anime can get weird at times, but at number 9, we have the powerful family of Phantom 5, where the main character, Seal, is already engaged to his cousin at 12 years old. Even though their marriage is a long time away, Elizabeth is incredibly affectionate towards her cousin and will do plenty to protect him and show her love. However, he's not the type to show his emotions a lot, and this leads to some issues within the family as they can't figure out whether he's going to go through with it or not. By the end, it's revealed that he has some feelings towards her as well, and that love to him isn't just something troublesome as he likes to put it. Even though he doesn't show it, he cares about her too, and they'll make a fine succession to the family. Number 8. Sword Art Online.
Oh man, my head.
You reckless!
Following up at number 8, we have Asuna's arranged marriage in Alfheim Online. While everyone thought that the creator of SAO was the reason she's not waking up after they beat the game, it turned out something way worse was going on behind the scenes. Asuna's dad was forced to give his daughter's hand in exchange for her life. Her marriage was arranged to the person who had access to her headgear and could kill her off at any moment he decided. He knew that Asuna already had a boyfriend, and that he has no real chance with her if he doesn't use some kind of trickery, not caring at all about what she wants. He keeps her locked in a virtual cage in order to have his way with her whenever he wants. He easily became one of the most hated characters in anime. You can try to imagine what happened when Kirito finally got to him, but it won't be as good as actually watching it happen, so be sure to check it out. Number 7. To Love Ru. This anime story follows Lala, who is a princess of an entire alien empire. She's an authority to millions of aliens, and yet she's somehow not an authority over her own life. After having her marriage decided for her, she decides to run away, with the argument that this is a political wedding rather than one born out of love. She runs off and pretends to be in love with Rito Yuki, an ordinary human teen. Somehow, he doesn't feel like a rebound and keeps it going until she finally really falls in love with him, and this brings about all sorts of chaos. When the aliens come to get her back, she says she'll marry Rito and he says he'll only marry someone he loves, which the aliens mistake for a confession, and with this, his whole life changes. It is an overall light and fun series and is definitely worth the watch. Number 6. The World is Still Beautiful. This is one of those stories that also have a different spin, not following the typical trope of forced relationships. It's a story about the Sun King, who after conquering nearly the entire world decides he wants to get married. He wants to marry a woman from the Rain Kingdom since they can call upon rain with their voice, and in the Sun Kingdom there has never been rain. The Rain Princess is chosen at random, and due to the king's reputation, she's under the impression that she's about to marry a vicious tyrant who'll do anything for power. You can probably tell she's not too fond of the idea, but since she doesn't have a say in the matter, she agrees. After meeting him though, she finds out a completely different story and ends up falling for the king as well. This type of resolution challenges the overused conflicts within this trope and make for a fresh and engaging story. Number 5. Engaged to the Unidentified.
よろしくお願いします。
Kobeni is a young teenage girl who lives an ordinary life. But when she turns 16, she suddenly finds out about a surprise arranged marriage that was plotted by her late grandfather. Her new husband and his sister come to live with her. At first, she's incredibly weirded out and can't seem to get accustomed to the new living situation. But over time, she gets used to it more and more. And just when she thought she was getting the hang of it, she learns that there's more to her fiancé and his sister than meets the eye. And her life becomes way more interesting, having to manage her relationship with both of them as well as her own family. It's a great piece, especially for people who like romantic comedies like this one. And the relationships between the characters are the best part of the show. Number 4. My Bride Is A Mermaid. When Michishio, who is a completely ordinary human, nearly drowns, his life is miraculously saved by a girl called Seto-san. Before you think this is a cliche plot, wait up, there's more. Seto turns out to be a member of the mermaid yakuza, and their one rule is that humans can't know about mermaids, and those who see a mermaid are put to death immediately. The only exception to the rule is that the mermaid offers her head in his place, or they get married. Michishio is put in a position where he doesn't want to lose his own life, but is also grateful to her for saving him and doesn't want her to trade her life for his. Not having much of a choice, the two marry and they begin their new magical semi-aquatic life together. This is one of the cutest relationships in anime, no doubt about it, so be sure to give it a go. Number 3. Ranma Half.
Hey, don't look! Go away!
When a guy's pride and joy is gone.
For the third spot, we're going a bit old school with Ranma Half. Ranma Saotome is the heir to a great and renowned martial arts dojo. In order to keep the future of the dojo alive, his father wants him to marry one of two sisters. However, the union's potential isn't exactly the highest, as Ranma is cursed to turn into a woman every time he's splashed with cold water. If that wasn't enough, he and his fiancée don't get along at all. Perhaps turning into a woman from time to time can give them enough of a similarity to bond over. Anyway, there's only one way to find out: by watching the show. Number 2. Date a Love. Just shy away from the number 1 spot, we have Shido Itsuka and his many forced relationships. After a massive spatial quake wipes out half of the population, smaller spatial quakes occur from time to time. It turns out they're the result of special spirits who somehow found a spatial rift and transitioned their way into the human world. The only way to fix the spatial quakes that happen is for Shido Itsuka to make the girl spirits fall in love with him and then kiss them. He is recruited by a special organization created for the sole purpose of fixing the spirit problem. He is then forced to go on dates and to make all the spirits fall in love with him until they're ready to be kissed and be driven away from this world. It's impossible to choose any one relationship from this anime, but it's sure fun to think about it. Number 1. Love and Lies. Taking the top spot for the best forced relationship in anime is Yukari, Nejima, and Ririna Sanada from Love and Lies. Although there are 2 relationships Yukari is involved in within this anime, this is the one that's considered forced by the majority of people. After noticing that Japan is in danger of extinction, the government forms a system where whenever someone turns 16, they're assigned a partner based on different math and compatibility reports. Whoever doesn't agree suffers incredible penalties. Yukari decides to confess his love to his classmate Misaki just before she turns 16. But when he does, the girl that comes to his door isn't Misaki, it's Ririna. At first, their relationship is full of lies, and they don't mind not spending any time with each other since they don't like each other that much. But after a while, they start caring for each other, and the 3 of them, Yukari, Misaki, and Ririna, form bonds and have a triple threat relationship with one another. It's a weird and difficult situation as they have to hide from the government, but it sure is engaging to watch. And there you have it, anime fans, the top 10 forced marriages or relationships in anime. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what you think the best forced marriages or relationships in anime was. Also, don't forget to click that bell icon to get notified the next time we drop another top 10 video. With that being said, have a great day and see you in the next one, fellow geniuses.